Wait!
I'm most definitely a completely normal priest in a completely normal church. Now that I'm here, I might as well do some RE revision. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1.
I need help!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So, that was the priest being a godlike figure there.
Yeah, just don't cancel us. It was all for a joke, yeah.
Okay, so RE is one of the easiest subjects to get in line in. Like,
In fact,
teachers...
I'd argue for the short course, probably the easiest.
Yeah, I mean, we did it in year 10 compared to everything else which we did in year 11. And 70% of the year got a 9. So that tells you basically everything. Now, we do AQA RE, where each section kind of is split into 1 marker, 2 marker, 4 marker, 5 marker, 12 marker.
Oops. So first we'll talk about RE before talking about RE exam technique. In terms of the knowledge you need, most people, when it comes to RE, struggle with quotes. So like they think they have to memorize long passages of text and also like the lines and verses they are from. But no, you do not. I mean, maybe like you know the classic one. So in the beginning there was the Word. So like John 1 and then semicolon 3. So obviously you don't need the numbers, but if you just say by John from the Bible, like that's fine. And you don't need the whole quote. You just need like a phrase. So in the beginning was the Word. Like that's fine as a quote. So it might be a good idea to like get a table of quotes, or like some sort of list of all useful quotes.
Yeah, make sure you know like a quote for every testable topic. So things like forgiveness. What was the other one?
Christianity, resurrection.
Yeah.
So many
all of these little topics. Know a quote for them.
Okay, yeah, not one, but like two or three. And in terms of the content for the rest of RE, you obviously need to know things. Like if there's a fact, like what are the 4 key principles of, I don't know, what's it called?
The 5 roots of Islam.
5 roots of Islam. Okay, yeah. So like if the question like what are 2 of the 5 roots of Islam, like you need to know that.
Yeah.
And the question is like what are 2 of the 10 commandments, you need to know that. So there's some content, but most of the revision will be quotes.
So now we can talk about exam technique, and for RE, it's pretty linear what exam technique you do. In fact, it's really consistent in the mark you get. So you get a multiple choice question that's just
1 mark.
Select around, so it takes less than 10 seconds because it's simple recall. Then a 2 marker after that is also simple recall. You just say 2 points. So what are 2 of the 5 roots of Saladin?
Yeah.
That's the only one I can think of for some reason. Oh yeah, 2 qualities of gods or whatever. After the 2 marker, you have the 4 marker, which is like 2 influences of what resurrection and Christianity or something like that. And that's just using the knowledge of resurrection to hypothesize what Christians might do in their life based on that event. And
in terms of, do you use P paragraphs for this?
No, just say what influences and why that's an influence. So using your
and you don't need any quotes.
No quotes needed.
Okay, let's do an example. So 2 influences of Jesus' resurrection on Christians. Okay, so you do 1 point, I do the other point.
So one influence might be that Christians watch their actions in everyday life because they know that Jesus is reincarnated. He'll be omnipresent and all that.
Okay, and another influences that Christians might believe in a life after death, as after Jesus died, he resurrected into another life. This might influence them to believe in heaven and hell or something.
Yeah, so that'll be enough for 4 marks. The next question is a 5 marker, and it's the same as a 4 marker, but one of the marks is for scripture reference. So it'd be like explain 2 beliefs about life after death or something like that, and you'd be like, oh, Christians believe in heaven, and you'll see like a quote, and then you'll analyze that by saying, oh, this shows that Christians don't think that after death you just become nothing. That good people get rewarded after death and things like that.
So it's basically two Peel paragraphs. So point, evidence,
scriptural evidence, yeah.
Then example and link. But the evidence doesn't necessarily have to be like scriptural. It can be something like, for example, one of the 10 Commandments is this. So it doesn't have to be actually like from a book like the Bible, the Quran, or anything. It can just be like a point, and it can be like, especially for like the WMD stuff, it can be like, for example, in World War II they used a nuke.
Oh yeah. If it's non-scriptural. Another thing about a 5-marker, like the last mark for the quote, you need to do it once. It's just that we recommend you do it twice for insurance in case the examiners are not convinced by one of your quotes.
Now it comes to the 12-marker. Now, these 12 marks, it's only 7 more than the 5-marker, but we spend so long on it. Like, so all this, how many marks is it in total? It's like 24 marks. We have to do it in like half an hour.
Less than that even.
Yeah, less than that. So I need to write a lot for the 12-marker. So a 12-marker would be like evaluate something. Like it'll be to what extent something. Let me think of one actually.
If God was all loving, there would be no suffering in the world. Evaluate the statement.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. So if God was all loving, there'll be no suffering in this world. Evaluate the statement. And what you need is an introduction where you're defining the key terms. So God is all loving. So
you don't need an introduction.
Do you not?
No, they said go straight in. Don't waste time doing an introduction.
I've always defined the key terms.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I've always just put like one line defining a key term. So like all of it means blah 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 blah, and then I just move on. So I don't say. So in this essay, I'm going to talk about how blah blah blah. No, you don't need that because you have so little time anyway. So you need 2 points for, 2 points against. Yes, that might sound like a lot, but you can literally do a paragraph in like four lines. So PEEL. So you do 1.4 that God is all loving. That God uses the suffering as a way of his being just as well. Use an example for that to like judge whether you're a good human or bad human. So at the end, he's still all loving, sort of. And then points against him, he's real life examples how people suffer even though you're not necessarily done anything wrong. Therefore, God is not actually all loving, and other things like that. And you just do another point.
Yeah.
So you're basically just racking your minds for 2 points for, 2 points against when you're planning it, and then you come to a conclusion where you argue either for or against, and you have to justify it. So you have to. So one of the points you said either for or against the statement, you have to weaken it. So say although that it says in the Bible that God is all loving. You just talk about the Bible is wrong in other cases, and in real life there have been so many more examples of God not being all loving, and therefore this outweighs this, and boom, I disagree with the statement, or I agree with the statement.
Yeah.
They end it like that. So that's the 12-marker. Is definitely the hardest bit of your RE GCSE. And what I advise doing is thinking of pretty much every single 12-marker that you can come to your head and just planning it. By planning it, I mean think of
The
2 points for, 2 points against,
and the quotes as well.
and the quotes as well. Yeah. And if you do that, like at least 3 out of the 4 essays or whatever, how many 12-markers you have to do will come up, and that'd make things easier.
Yeah. Make sure you include your opinion. Do a good rebuttal in the conclusion, and you should be good for like at least 10, 11 out of 12.
Yeah, it definitely needs some practice though, especially the time management. But that's why you got your teachers for.
And in the lead up to the exam, you can always ask the teacher to mark some essays for you to see where you're at. That's RE GCSE.
Goodbye.